Are we filming? Am I in the frame? Is everything looking good? Are we recording? Okay, I think we're recording. So. I don't know why I always do this to myself. I don't know where the water, there it is. Ugh. You know, I feel like as we grow up, we are always told to follow our dreams and, you know, chase the stars. And we're in this inner child, kid, you know, mindset, being kids, thinking big, dreaming big, and literally being told from everyone, including our parents, to follow our dreams. And then we hit a certain age where everything kind of just switches and flips and the story changes. Well, I wouldn't say the story changes, but those same people who told you to follow and live your dreams try to change your story. So I believe that you can always find a way to kind of sort out situations that you're in. And so for me, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate, getting to a certain age, your story changes, and those same individuals who told you to live your dreams is now trying to mold and shape what you should be doing versus what you really want to do, which is your dreams. When you look deeper in it, you start to get confused because you're like, these same people, you know, when I was a kid was telling me to, these same individuals when I was a kid was telling me to chase the stars, follow my dreams, and now they're changing the story up. You start to feel a little bit discouraged. You start to try to feel persuaded or moved. And I'm pretty sure you hear it all the time. And here I am telling you again, but in my own creative way, that it is more than possible to rewrite, change a script, and change your story, and keep it to that original story, if not more advanced. And what I mean by the original story is the story of your inner child, the story of everything that you could have imagined when you were a kid. Why not live that out? Why not make it happen? Now that you're in the states to where you can physically, ably, and quote unquote now legally, if you're of age, to obtain those dreams. Even if you're underage, you still can obtain your dreams. So for me, I decided to rewrite the script, literally rewrite the script. So there's so many art forms and so many creative ways to change your script. You can do it internally, you can do it mentally, you can do it spiritually, and so many other ways. You can do it through meditation, through writing, through journaling, through figurative speech, through changing your ways of words, the power of your tongue, the power of your mind, the power of your breath. So many different techniques. We all hear of it to this day. And so now using that power to create kind of sort of your dream life. Not even kind of sort of, your dream life. Yes. This is a word of motivation, word of affirmation, and whatever you are going through and whoever's watching this video, this is just my story. It's a different story. I'm pretty sure there's some way and form that we can all relate with each other, okay? So for me, I was in a position where I didn't have my own space. And by me not having my own space, it felt like I was open and vulnerable to a lot of energies that I just felt like, I just didn't like that. I was open and vulnerable to a lot of energies in my sacred space. So I was in, it's gonna get pretty vulnerable on here. I had to really think through, like, am I doing this? We're doing this, but we're gonna do it in an articulate way. So let's get started. Yeah, I was in a position where I did not have my own space, and I felt like I didn't have my own, I guess you could say, freedom in a sense. Like, I was free, but I felt like having the free space to create, I felt like my creative spaces was being interfered with. Sleeping and staying in the living room space, which it is a living room space. You're supposed to live there and room around, but I didn't want to stay, you know, in that space because I felt like it was messing and tampering with my creativeness. So I will pop clips of me here and there, but yeah, I was in the living room The living room was my room, and I learned a lot in that point in time. Like looking back at videos on my old memories, I don't cringe, but I kind of smile, and I'm just like, damn, like, and yeah, it's kind of like a damn moment, like, damn, I've changed so much, like so much, you know. And at that time I was still super naive to certain things and ways of thinking, but at the same time I was super eager to learn, and that learning point never changed. That learning aspect within me has nothing but, if anything, has grown from then. So I started a lot of ways of thinking for myself around this time. I started a new way of thinking for myself instead of having others tell me what to think or say or do, because there's no need to seek validation from those who are giving you validation, even when you were a kid, you know, because when you're a kid, we all get validation as a kid. And so we have to learn how to release that need or crave for validation from others, especially family members and, you know, friends, but especially family members. So for me, it was a start to a lot of new things mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but physically it felt like my world did not align with what I was going through. I don't want to add too many clips in, just because I personally, even on my own, kind of want to delete a lot of memories that I have on my old space where I have these things, just because I learned to not really be so attached to memories, in a sense where like we're harvesting or we're harnessing all these photos, not just for space on my phone, but also to like learning to let some stuff just be internal. Like I remember in my heart what I was going through, and I'll still keep a few clips on my phone personally, but I'm to the point now where like I don't want to get too attached to this physical world. I think by harnessing and keeping too many memories or photos on your phone, and I learned this at that age, you know, when I was in that living room, in that space, did not have my own free creative space, but I learned a lot from then, and I only have grown from now, and I learned that I don't know anything. So I was able to I kind of lost train of thought of what I was just saying, but moral of the story of what that yeah, literally lost train of thought of what I was saying. But I just feel like that girl who I was she wasn't scared to try new things. She kept an open mind. She released comparing herself to others. She released validation from others. She released the whole illusion of following. She released social media. I was so damn young when I released all that stuff, and it's crazy because it's like I started from a young ass age, and it's crazy. It's just crazy looking back at it. Like I was wise in my own way, and you know, like I said, physically it felt like physically it felt like my story didn't align with what I was going through internally. But you know, the higher power works in mysterious ways, and at that time things were changing for me. But I think by me learning how to exercise my own mindset, exercising the power of my thoughts, my words, scripting, journaling, affirmations, and just speaking out loud, talking to yourself really is a form of affirmation too. Learning that kind of like, I guess once I started putting in that action towards actually using what I was learning, that's when God, the universe, higher power actually gifted me my new space, my new area of living, and my actual creative space. So I did manifest a movement, I did manifest a change, but by my mindset, but also to, you know, by speaking up as well and voicing how uncomfortable I felt in that area, in that space, you know, instead of just like not saying anything, like speaking up as well, so that the people I was living with at the time could feel me and help me make that change as well, especially because I was not old enough to like do certain things, and I'm still growing in a certain way. But anyways, enough of that talk. I'm gonna literally show you what I did to manifest certain movements, that movement in particular in my life, while I was still going through changes. And I felt despite how I was feeling like unaligned, but so aligned but unaligned at the same time. That rhymed. I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper. Anyway, I feel like it's so overplayed. Like, around that time when I was doing all this, it wasn't really too popular on this YouTube platform. It's popular now, but I feel like our generation is never gonna get tired of boosting how important, you know, self-love is, boosting how important our mental health is, boosting how important our power of our tongue, our mind, our breath, meditation. I feel like our generation and what we're going through now, you know, despite age, this generation of what's going on now, we can see it in the media, like, well, at least the media, the part that I'm on, it's just like, the side of media that I'm on, it's just like nothing but like self-improvement content, and we love to see it. So even me filming this video right now, I felt like, well, everybody knows how to manifest. Like, who am I so different from recording this video? But it's honestly the energy and the intent and the person and their story. I feel like everybody should share their story, because I mean, more stories, more motivation for the next person watching. So for me, like I said, even recording this video, I was like, who wants to hear my manifestation story? And I'll be surprised or shocked who actually wants to hear it, because like I said, I don't think our generation is ever going to get tired of hearing people's stories of how they changed their lives, and how they are living their dream life, or manifesting their dream life and changing their mindset. You know, everybody at the end of the day wants to live their best life, wants to have the best mind frame, mindset, wants to look their best, feel their best. And so I don't know why I feel like you have a voice, so speak up. I think I'm also talking to my 16-year-old self too, because like I said, once I spoke up on how I felt about being in that situation, change happened. And not only did I speak and use my voice, but I also did a lot of scripting. I also did a lot of talking with the universe, the higher power, and a lot of talking with myself, and decipher like what's like going on in my life, you know. And like I said, around that time I was trying a lot of new things. I was doing a lot of different things, and I think I was very patient with myself, but I was also very motivated. And I was watching a lot of videos like how I'm making right now, which is crazy saying I'm actually starting to film now again. It's been a process, but yeah, that's the whole thing. It's been a process, it's been a journey. So this is my journey. Once again, I'm saying this once again, because like I said, I just didn't like know. I guess I'm saying this for anybody out there who feels like their story is not important, or who am I to explain? Like, so many people have talked about this topic already. I think everybody knows. We will never get tired of hearing people's story, because it's literally nothing but more fuel and more motivation, more passion, more creation in this lifetime, in this journey. I might explain my story to where it reaches somebody who they watch a different video or all the videos and they didn't really resonate, or they didn't really feel. So I might record this video in a way that a lot of other people really understand and really get, you know, versus somebody else recording the same video and the same setup with the same camera and still, you know. So it's really about characteristics, it's really about charisma, it's really about your energy source and what you radiate. It doesn't matter what you film on, it doesn't matter what you look like. Honestly, I think we all understand too that like confidence over looks is anything. You can look a certain way, but if you're confident in it, people have no choice but to respect you. So this journal has been through it with me, through everything. I kind of made my own design here back like 4 years ago, and it still looks cute to this day. I mean, the yin and yang side's a little fat, but yes. So I remember scripting so much in this journal, and I don't want to get too personal. I want you guys to see it though. Scripting so much in this journal, but yes, this right here really actually inspired me. This is what actually was the seed planted into me learning about consistency at a young age. So this right here, this method, the 5-5-5 method, or the 5-55 method, I didn't know this at the time, but now looking in hindsight, it's crazy because this not only manifested my creative space, but it also manifested or planted a seed in me learning the importance of consistency and persistence, and not giving up on yourself even when you get tired, even when you get discouraged. So I remember this, I feel like this in particular is what helped me get my creative space, because I showed to the universe how determined I was for this, and how I was consistent for 5 days. As you can kind of see here, I have a lot of writing on here, and it's all just over and over again. Thank you for my dream room. Thank you for my dream space. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A whole bunch of thank you notes over and over and over again, 55 times. So what I did, I wrote in my journal for 55 times. I think the hardest part was writing this 55 times. But I did this, I wrote in my journal 55 times for 5 days of whatever you can do. Okay. I wrote in my journal for 55 days. No, I wrote in my journal 55 times for 5 days straight of what I wanted to bring into my life. And the power of consistency and the power of belief really help co-create this, but also too, not only showing physical consistency, but energetical consistency. So before I used to write in this journal, I would go into a deep meditation. You could put on any kind of binaural beats. You could put on any kind of 432 hertz, 528 hertz, any kind of hertz. Even your breath alone, just nothingness as well is really powerful. I think people are just so caught up in like the ooh, hertz. I've been doing this so long that I know that your breath and natural breathing and nothingness is just as important as, hypnosis frequency on YouTube. But you can definitely use whatever you feel comfortable listening to, and close your eyes and imagine. I feel like people just say this all the time, but literally close your eyes and feel that darkness of your eyelids. Kind of look like, while your eyes are closed, look at your eyelids and kind of see, like, okay, it kind of helps you bring yourself in the present moment, and you're not thinking about anything but looking at your eyelids. It's crazy, but it's true. And it happens to everybody, but once your mind starts to drift and you start to think about different things from the past, things from the future, it happens to all of us. Like random people who you stopped talking to years ago pop up in your head, and just like random thoughts pop through. It happens for all of us. Start saying nothingness, nothingness, nothingness in your head. And literally, the lighting changed, my apologies. And literally, you're going to think about nothing but nothingness. Hold on. You're going to start repeating in your head over and over. Once you start to catch your mind drifting. And this is how I really explain meditation. I'll go into a full in-depth, probably in another video, on the true art of meditation and the true art of nothingness, the true art of practicing nothingness. I'll get into that into a whole different video. But for today's video, we're talking about co-creating and bringing something that you want into fruition into this life. So this is a method I'm going to explain here, but I'm telling you, there's so many different methods that you can find for yourself. So like I said, but I do believe that meditation is going to be involved in all these methods, just so you know. So repeating nothingness in your head, and you're literally going to embody it. Once you're in a state of tranquility and calmness, that's when you start to think about what you want to bring into your life. Romance, money, love, movement, new place, new car, new animal, whatever. I start to imagine myself in my creative space, and I started to imagine it first, right? Like think about it. And then I started to imagine it in a way where I was there in it, and I was laying there, and I was like literally feeling it, like how I am right now, feeling it. And obviously the first night it might be a little iffy, like you know, but once you keep showing up and keep showing up, you have no other option but to get better and better and better. So I kept on doing that, and I got better and better and better. And by the fifth day, I could see it clearly. Oh yeah, I could see it clearly. And it was so easy to tap into that meditative state again, because I did it for 5 days straight. And then I kind of got to a state where I was kind of overindulged in it. And that's when I had to learn the art of letting go. And I had to let go everything. This was after the 5 days, because even after the 5 days, I went on, like after that, I was still scripting after those 5 days. I have so much junk in here. But yeah, after those 5 days, I kept on scripting, and I kept on, it only took 5 days for me to be consistent. So I kept on doing what I was doing. I kept on meditating and I kept on scripting, and this lingered on for like a month, 2 months, like, and then I realized I was becoming kind of overly active with the idea of it, that it started to radiate to the universe that I did not have it. Then I learned, once I remember this so specifically. I was in the living room and I had a moment when I was talking to myself. And one thing about me, I love talking to myself. I sure do. Wise man once said it, intelligent people talk to themselves, okay? So I talk to myself and I am not ashamed of it. Okay, yes ma'am. But I let go. And I remember I was just talking out loud, and when I'm talking, I think I talk out loud to myself because I know that God, the universe, is listening, and I know that I have high celestial energies around me listening, especially the higher power. God, the universe. God is just a universal word for the higher power, Allah, whatever you want to call. I'll say God to keep it universal on here, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, you see what time it is. So, I learned the true, I had a moment where I was just talking to myself. I was like, okay, like, let's break it down. I'm kind of, I said, okay, I was talking to myself. I said, okay, let's be honest here. We already know what you want to receive. We already know, God already knows what you're willing to be consistent. You're willing to be persistent for what you want. The universe feels you. You know what time it is. So why not just say it's done? Why keep scripting? Why keep writing? Why keep this up? Because now you're coming off to the higher power as if you don't have this. So I was telling myself, I said, I'm just going to release this. I'm done scripting, okay? When I meditate, I'll only meditate in the nothingness and not imagine what I want anymore. I'm just going to meditate on the present moment to keep me focused and to keep me present and go to bed. I'm done physically and intentionally manifesting on what I want, because now it's written in the stars, okay? It's already written in the stars, so now I should just release it. So I was releasing it as I was talking to myself. I now release this. I'm done scripting. I'm done meditating on the future. I'm just gonna be here and now, and the only time I meditate is to literally go prepare myself to go to bed. So I did that, and once I released that, literally within 2 or 3 months, moving, the change happened, the shift happened, and we ended up taking that movement, and I was super ecstatic. By the time I even knew, I said, you know what, I feel like the main part of that whole process was me letting it go, honestly and truthfully. And you know what, I'm gonna sit here and tell you, I'm gonna allow you, okay, this is me doing this is gonna be the different part that other manifestors or other people might not talk about. I'm going to allow you to hold on to that belief, hold on to that want and need. Hold on to it so tight you have no other choice but to let it go. The only way you can truly let something go is when you hold it tight. You're gonna realize, damn. You know, people say, oh, let it go, but it's not just that easy. I can't just tell you, I can't just sit here and tell you, oh, just let it go. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna do that. I'm going to allow you to hold on to whatever you want to manifest so tightly that you literally had no other choice but to let it go. Your hand got so tired, you had to take a rest and let it go. And once you do that, it'll be so willing that, like, you willingly did it, that it's not going to feel forced or fake, you know? Some people do say fake it till you make it, but I believe, like, push it to the limits to where it's literally going to be like, it's going to be so genuine and so fulfilling once you release it, because you know that, like, you generally got tired of it. Like, so that, like, you're literally radiating to the higher power, like, I'm done. I already have it. I'm done. Like, you're literally gonna feel done. The only way you can release anything or let anything go is when you genuinely feel done. You feel fed up, whatever the case may be. You know, you feel tired. You're tired. So I'm gonna allow you to let yourself to get tired in that way, figuratively speaking, on holding on to your manifestation so tight you're clenching, and clench as long as you want, goddammit. Because trust me, you're going to need to let go regardless. So allow yourself to clench, allow yourself to hold on, because you'll have no other choice, no other option but to let it go. And once you let it go, you will feel so free, so fulfilling, so fulfilled, and before you know it, in a blink of an eye, you have already what you were holding on so tight to, because you didn't allow yourself to manifest it, because you didn't allow yourself to let it go so that it can flow to God, so God, the universe, can grant you your wish. You were holding on to your wish so tight, wondering why it's not happening, but it's like, you know, the universe is like, you haven't let it go yet. You know what I'm saying? You haven't let go of what you're holding on. That's why it can't manifest. So that's my story. I might add little pictures and photos of like literally showing you like everything that's gone down. And I didn't know how to articulate this video. Like I said, I almost didn't make this video because I'm like, everybody know how to manifest, everybody know what time it is, but I might speak in a way, or I might give you tips that you haven't heard before, and you're like, shit, I fuck with that. So I had to convince myself to sit on my high horse and get up here and make this video. Okay, y'all know I'm all about wellness, okay, well-being, mystical, you know, tarot, self-love, self-development, self-growth, mindset, okay, a certain way of thinking, okay, building intelligence. Y'all know I'm a creative. That's what I was trying to say. I'm a creative. Y'all know we all creatives, okay? This is the creative generation. This is the generation of we don't give a F. Excuse me. We don't give a fuck. This is our generation of we are living our best lives and we don't care who is bothered. This is the generation of we are literally going to do the inner work to reap these benefits. We're not going to sit here in our bed and watch distractions and watch what the next person has and be distracted by whatever you see on YouTube or TV. You know, instead of watching people live their best lives, put in work and effort to live your best life, and then whenever you want to watch, you can watch if you want. But I feel like I want to put you guys on a 5-day challenge, okay? No food, no water. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, that'd be crazy, right? No food, no water. Ridiculous. That's a whole different level we're not going to speak on right now. This is not a how to fast video. But listen, a 5-day challenge, okay? Me personally, and I'm crazy saying this, I wasn't really a journaler like that. I just got back into it this year, honestly, because I felt like my mind moved too fast than what my hand could write. But still, this is your sign. This is me telling you, I want you to journal for 5 days straight, okay? And I know that this might seem like, what the heck? But 55 times in your journal, in a notebook, and on paper, it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's going to happen, right? But when you write it down and you're focusing on each letter you're writing 55 times for 5 days, like, I feel like it only takes that much, like 5 days, for you to build consistency. So I would write every night and every morning. And there would be some nights where I was going to bed at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. and I was tired, but I still kept consistent and I wrote down. So this is going to help you build consistency. This is going to help you build persistence. And this is going to help you engrave in your subconscious mind. I advise you to write in your journal when you're early in the morning and at night when you're still in a meditative state and your subconscious mind is a bit more open than your conscious mind, because you're just waking up. Your conscious mind is more vulnerable. And so write down 55 times what it is that you want. But when you write it down, don't say I want this. Say thank you. Say, so I'm so excited, I'm so grateful. Spread gratitude all over your journal for 5 days. I'm telling you, gratitude. The reason why gratitude is so important is because gratitude radiates this energy of unconditional love. It radiates to God, the higher power, that you already have this. You're saying thank you. If you were able to get what this is that you want today, how would you feel? Grateful. You'd be like, what the f? You'd be like, damn, thank you. Like, I'm so grateful that this happened. Like, first you're gonna feel like, okay, I'm lit. But then when it comes to the grounding part, the humbling part, you're gonna be like, wait, because I'm thankful. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for whoever gifted me this. Thank you for however this came to me. Whatever way it came to you. Thank you for, you're going to thank yourself for being consistent. So write down 55 times. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. I'm so grateful for da-da-da-da. The first day. Second day. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Da-da-da-da. Write down your emotion of how this thing that you receive makes you feel. And then 55 days, every morning, every night. it's gonna be 55 times is what's the task. And like I said, some of us go to bed late. So I was going to bed 4 a.m. scripting. I was like, before I go to bed, my eyes is drooping. I have to write this down, which is actually better because I was in a subconscious state while writing it down. Even though I was tired, I was yawning. I'm yawning and stuff, and it worked though. And it took 55 days. It took 5 days. And after that, allow yourself to you're still gonna be thinking about it because it's in your subconscious mind now. So you're gonna start to wake up and like after the 5 days is over, you're gonna start to wake up and want to journal because you're so used to it now, and or think about it. Whatever, if you're done journaling, you're just gonna think about it all the time. And I would say, I'm gonna allow you to think about it to where it's on overdrive. I'm gonna allow you to allow yourself to think about your manifestations to the point where it's getting exhausting. Yes, I want you to get exhausted so that you can naturally and genuinely release it. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm done with the whole thing. Like, I'm just gonna release it. Like, I wrote it down. It is what it is. Ashe, so it is. It already happened. It's already happening. Because if it's already happening, you're not worried about it. So I allow you to, after you do the 55-day challenge, I keep saying that. After you do the 5-day challenge of you writing down what you want, meditating on what you want before you write down. So meditate, write it down, go on with your day. Before you go to bed, meditate, and then write it down. And with the meditation, you're gonna first focus on nothingness when you're in the meditation, so you can focus on the present moment, and then focus on what you want. Do that for 5 days and write down 55 times. After you do that, release it. And if you don't release it, like I said, I give you permission to think about it so hard that you have no choice but to release it. Don't focus on the time frame. It doesn't matter if it's weeks, months, years. It doesn't matter. Don't focus on time frame. I think the problem with all these manifestors is that they give you their time frame. And to be honest with you, I did say within a few months, but before that, it might have been like, before that, it was 2 years when I had to even get into that mindset. So don't focus on how many years or how many months or by what age I'm gonna get this or that or whatever you want. Don't focus on time, for time is an illusion. You can crunch time by just simply not thinking about it and just doing. Because I feel like people think that they're at a certain age or they're not old enough or they're too old or whatever. Age, time, all that, crunch it. We don't care about it. It does not matter. People are living their dream lives at 60 and they just started. Some people are just now becoming into their full potential or into their full business, financial career, you know, people are just now living their dream lives at 60. You know, people are just now living their dream lives at 14. It doesn't matter. The age does not matter. So don't feel like you're running out of time and just do it. And I guarantee you, it'll happen for you. I'm telling you this, it's gonna happen for you because it literally is. It is. There's no other way but for it to happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't rambling. I hope I edit this to where it's tasteful. Because like I said, I keep saying this, I almost didn't record this video. I don't know why, but here I am. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what it is that you want to put out into the universe to attract to you. And after that, you literally are committing to yourself for 5 days in a row. You are going to write it down, be consistent, show up for it, and then after that 5th day, let it go. The hardest part is letting it go, but I'm allowing you to be hard on yourself. Not hard on yourself. I'm allowing you to overthink what it is that you have written down to the point where you are literally gonna let it go. Even if you don't forget about it, you still let it go and you're gonna be like, oh. Okay, yes, okay. So, yeah, peace, love. I talk so much, my freaking lip gloss came off. I was chatting. I love you guys so much. Peace.